What if we never stop moving away from Earth, higher, further, until everything we have ever known become nothing more than a tiny fading dot in darkness? Every human in history to ever live lived on one world, Earth. But today we are leaving it behind, not forever, but long enough to discover just how enormous existence truly is. Before we leave, look at Earth carefully. Our home, a world covered in oceans, forests, deserts, billions of humans. But the higher we rise, the smaller everything becomes. At 100 kilometers above Earth, we break through the atmosphere. No sound, no air. Move further, about 400 kilometers above Earth, the altitude of the International Space Station. About 384,400 kilometers away, we reach the moon, cold, covered in dust, untouched for billions of years. But in 1969, humans stood here, one small step that changed history forever. We move further past Mars, the red world humanity dreams of calling home. Past Jupiter, a gas giant so enormous about 13,000 Earths can fit inside. Past Saturn, wrapped in beautiful rings of ice and rock. Eventually, the Sun, the star that gives us light, begins to shrink behind us, approaching the edge of our solar system. Beyond this lies interstellar space. The distance between stars are light years. Now Earth becomes smaller than a fingernail. You see that tiny dot right there? Yes, that one. That is Earth. In 1990, the spacecraft Voyager 1 turned its cameras toward home from billions of kilometers away and captured this iconic image that changed the way humanity sees itself. Earth appeared as a tiny pale blue dot floating silently through an ocean of darkness. On that tiny point of light, every war, every empire, every king, every dream, every victory, every heartbreak, every person you have ever loved happened there. Everything humans have ever known reduced to a tiny spark of light surrounded by endless darkness. We keep moving further away until Earth disappears completely. Our solar system fades into darkness. The sun itself becomes just another ordinary star. And suddenly, we began to see where we truly are. We are inside the Milky Way, containing over 100 billion stars. Pretty big, right? But our journey is far from over, because the truth is our Milky Way is not alone. We drift further into darkness, and ahead of us, another instance of stars emerge. We reach our closest neighboring galaxy, Andromeda, a galaxy containing roughly 1 trillion stars. But this is only one among billions. At this point, everywhere we look, we see galaxies stretching across the universe. Endless silence. And somewhere out here, among those distant galaxies, another Earth might exist. Another civilization, or perhaps another species, staring into the darkness, wondering the exact same thing. Are we alone? Beyond galaxies, beyond distance, the human mind struggles to imagine. We reach the observable universe, stretching across roughly 93 billion light years, containing an estimated 2 trillion galaxies. At this scale, nova stops making sense. And even here, at the edge of everything we can see, questions remain. Because beyond what we can observe, something may still exist. Maybe more worlds, maybe more galaxies, perhaps infinite itself, or perhaps something beyond the limits of human understanding. The further we move away from Earth, the smaller it becomes, and the smaller it looks, the more precious it felt. Because in all the darkness we have traveled through, among billions of stars, countless worlds, only one planet is known to carry life, Earth, our own. And perhaps that is the most extraordinary discovery of all. Because the deeper we journey into the universe, the more we realize something beautiful. Earth might be tiny, but it may also be priceless. If cosmic journeys fascinate you, consider subscribing to Cosmos Curiosity X, because this is only the beginning of our cosmic journey. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Hit subscribe and grow with us.